As a small business owner, I know that time is money sometimes. And so anywhere that I can save some time, get a little more efficient, really has a big impact on my business. And so I'm going to share 3 automations that I've implemented over the years that have just changed the way that I work and definitely saved me time. Some have to do with your calendar, others with your finances, and a little bit of Zoom because, I can't resist not talking about Zoom. But I promise you, they're all things that have been time savers. So with that, let's get into it. Before I get into it, I do want to remind you to like, subscribe, turn on that little notification bell so you get notified every single Monday when I drop new videos. If you're also interested in more content about events, event production, virtual, hybrid, in-person events, you name it, I have some great episodes coming up with the Better Events podcast, a podcast that I co-host with fellow event pro Mary Davidson. So give us a follow wherever you listen to podcasts. So excited. This first one of the automations that has saved me time and just changed the way I do my business is Calendly. Now, Calendly is an automated scheduling tool, and it helps you set up links that you can then sync your availability with your calendars that you're already using, and then you'll have a link that you can send someone for them to schedule time with you. I use this in 2 different ways. I have it one on my current website as a way that you can book 20-minute calls with me. It allows my user, the guest, to fill out all this information in a form, let me know if they want to do a phone call or a Zoom link, and then also fill in any information. They click, they book, and what it does is it actually makes the calendar invite, sends the calendar invite to both myself and the person who booked the call. And if it was a Zoom call, it automatically creates a Zoom link and integrates it in there. So I literally have to do nothing. It just shows up, I get an email, and it also magically populates on my calendar. The free version lets you make one link, so one amount of time, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour that you're available. The paid version, you get some more features and you can create more links. I love doing this so much that I actually pay for it now, and I use my second link as something that's more for people that I might already know that allows for a longer length of time, a longer meeting. And I've also utilized it when scheduling speaker tech checks. So when I need a lot of people to schedule time with me, this is a great way. And I was talking with Mary, my co-host, and we were talking about how sometimes it can feel impersonal to get a link to someone's calendar, but my theory is it's all about how you word it. So I often like to, when I use this link, I'll say, hey, here's a link to my calendar so you can grab time that works best with your schedule, or you can select a time that works best with your schedule. So I'm putting it on them that I'm actually helping save them time, which is true. It saves them time, me time, those countless emails back and forth of, oh, are you available this day at this time? Oh no, wait, are you available at this day at this time? And back and forth and back and forth. So definitely check it out, Calendly. My second integration would be you can integrate your Google Calendar with Zoom. So if you were frequently using Zoom for video calls for work, all you need to do is actually connect your 2 accounts. And I'm going to make a video on this next week, so stay tuned for exactly how to do it. But what it enables you in Google Cal when you're creating a meeting invite, this doesn't mean that your guests that you're inviting to your meeting use Google Calendar. It also integrates with Outlook and everything else. But if you are someone who uses Google Calendar to schedule meetings with folks, this is going to save you time because by integrating your 2 accounts, it'll actually let you have an option when you're clicking like select save meeting. It'll actually have a button next to it. It's like create a Zoom. And when you do that, it actually creates the Zoom link and puts it automatically in the Google Meeting invite, automatically sends that to all your attendees, and creates that link in your actual Zoom backend. So it's really easy for you to look in there and start the meeting. This has saved me countless copying and pasting of having Zoom and Google Calendar opening and trying to type all the same information. It's all linked, which is really, really great. And my third and final automation that just changed the way I do business is a little bit more personal. Now, as a business owner of a one-woman business, I'm my only full-time employee. I think it's also really important that we take care of ourselves as owners or as employees. And so what I actually automate now is my savings. Now, hear me out, because it's always hard to talk about savings and personal banking and all those things. But what I've done is I've actually set up a weekly withdrawal from my personal checking that goes into a savings account that's at a completely separate bank. Now, I use Ally Bank. I'm not saying you have to use Ally Bank. This is just based on my personal experience, but I enjoy it because it is an only online bank. There's no brick and mortar. I didn't get a card associated with the account, so it is purely a savings account. But you can set it up all online. And I actually now have weekly withdrawals that come from my personal account. Now, why is this so satisfying and why did it change? Because I do have a savings account with the same bank as my checking account, but for some reason, whenever I could still see my savings, it was very easy for me then to, I'm just going to take $100 here, a couple $100 there, put them in my checking. So I never really felt like I made progress towards some of my savings goals. Now, I can't take credit for this. I read about it in a book, Profit First. Highly recommend it for business owners. But what it does is, because it's automated and because it's something I don't really check that often, it's a separate bank, it has just made savings so much easier because I put it at a weekly withdrawal amount that doesn't feel like it hurts when it comes out of my account every week. Every month or a couple months, I'll remember, my savings that I'm not looking at. And I'll log on and I'll check. And it's just so satisfying to see that I'm actually making progress towards some of my larger savings goals in ways that I never could do it when it was in my bank. So I highly encourage you, if you are a business owner, do this for you. This is like a gift to future you. Or automate your withdrawals from your company. Something that just saves you a little bit of time and something you don't have to think about. So those are my top 3 automations that I recently implemented. And honestly, if I could have gone back in time and told younger me to start doing these earlier, I definitely would have, because it saved me time. It's increased my financial savings. It's all the good things that you really want in an automation. But I will say not everything fits for everyone. So if you start trying it and you're like, Logan, that doesn't work for me, no problem. I just encourage you to at least try or think about parts of your business that you could automate and save you that valuable time. Because time is one of our currencies. Money is also helpful, but time is also helpful. And knowing if you would then what would you do with that extra time? Are you investing it back in your business? Or are you maybe spending more time with friends and family? That's all I got for you folks. I'm Logan Clements, freelance event producer, and this has been another installment of my favorite tips and tricks when it comes to event planning and running your own business. If you'd like to see more about what I do, not just my automations, head over to my website, loganstrategygroup.com, and I'll see you all next week. Bye.